Hey guys, it's Perry, pro jungler in the NACL/Academy League. I played on Dignitas Academy last year, and I've been maintaining Challenger for the last 3 years. Today, we'll be reviewing a lower elo game. It's going to be gold, and we're looking at Kane game. And pretty much, we're going to be really targeting and nailing down the early game as per usual, but we'll spend a little bit more time on what's going on in the mid to late game, especially when we're able to, generate a lead. So let's find the tab screen real quick. Perfect. What are your immediate thoughts coming into this game?
So I top lane. I don't know what's gonna happen in that matchup because Nefiri top to me is a weird champion. So I don't know how that's gonna go against Gwen. I am more interested in just going bot and pathing. Generally speaking, I like to path towards bot, and this game, especially with Leona in bot lane and Jarvan being somebody that might want to like do some early shit, I kind of want to try and do my top clear, and then be around for possibly a counter gank after doing a top clear was my thought.
Cool. So let me ask you. Um, we'll do two quizzes here. So who gets Prio on the top lane? Just make your best guess.
Top lane, I honestly have no clue.
Just, just,
Um,
just guess, and then we'll see. Cause I actually don't know either, but I'm gonna guess something after you.
I am gonna guess Gwen, but like I'm not basing off anything. I'm literally just
Sure. Yeah,
guessing.
just guess. No, that's fine. Just guess. Okay. What about mid?
Mid definitely a zero, I would think.
Okay. And then bot.
Uh, Misfortune Leona.
Right. So this is the first situation we have. Right. So based off the game right now, the only winning lane we have is Azir.
Yeah.
Which lane is going to invade us if
In
they
my
have the
experience,
prio?
in my experience in gold, none of them. But
Okay.
I get where you're coming from, though.
Right.
And it would probably be uh, either the Leona roaming or the Gwen, I suppose, would
Right.
be
So
one of
these are the
those
only
two.
two lanes, but which one is scarier?
I think the Leona's scarier because she has so much CC.
Right. So in this game, you have no side lanes of prio in your head. Right. The only lane of prio you have is your mid laner. Right. So the
Right.
only lane you can work with this game is your mid laner. So if you keep that
Okay.
in your head, I really don't want to see you ganking top or bot because when they have prio and control over the wave, the 3v3 and the 2v2 becomes harder.
Okay.
Right? So if I see a 3v3 bot and it's not really, really favored for you, you're probably going to lose it. Personally, I do not think these three champs are going to beat Jarvan, MF, Leona, ever.
Yeah, I think I'm only interested in like maybe a counter gank if it looks like I can get kills and get away.
Right. So the next thing to really understand is what does that mean for your game? If the only person winning is Azir, what this means is these guys are not going to be someone you want to play for, and these guys are not going to be someone you want to play for. So let me ask, in 5-10 minutes, does that change?
Like how did the game go? Is what you're asking?
No, no, I'm saying like based off matchup, based off their champion identity, in 5 to 10 minutes,
Oh, I see. I
does that
see.
change? Do you want to play with them now? If they're like even
Um,
CS, it's not complete stomp.
if they're just even lanes, did that
Right,
change?
right,
I think playing for the Fury is probably fine.
right. So,
If they're even.
uh-huh,
Um, Bot lane's gonna be weird because Cho'Gath is not a good support.
exactly. So keeping this in our head
Yeah.
again, the only lane we want to be playing towards is now mid and top, right?
Okay.
Realistically, coming to bot lane is
Okay.
not going to
Yeah.
help us,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of
right?
sense.
And you're playing Kane, right? So there's
Yeah.
there's there's a difference between a farming jungler and a jungler that likes more proactivity, more early game action.
What would you
Obviously,
consider Kane is?
100% a jungler that likes to farm um, until level 6 or until first items, or unless you're doing something cheesy level 1. This is the only time I'm happy playing Kane, is your level 1 is extremely strong. Your level
Yeah.
1 to 2 is super weak compared to most champs, and your level
Yes.
1 to 3 is still super weak compared to most champs. Your level 1, though, is quite strong. So if you're late invading a Raptors, for example, that's
Okay.
a good start. But otherwise, you're a farming champion. Do not interact until you're level 6 or have items. So,
Okay.
pretty much in this game, we're nailing down our early game. And we need to understand champions, our champions, and a little bit of their champions, but basically ourselves and who we want to play with. Right? That's
Yeah.
literally the basic checklist you need to go through. And if you want to play with yourself, right, that's good. You're playing Kane, you always should. You know you have your mid laner to play with, and now you know eventually you can play. I don't know why I'm circling that. Eventually you can play with your Fury, right?
Yeah.
But so pathing to bot here is not the end all be all, but it's like the only time you actually want to interact with bot lane is if for somehow these two guys are inting, right? But like you said, this guy's not a real support. So
Right.
these guys
Right.
inting, the chances of
So
that is
I should be weak siding bot lane probably this
exactly right.
game.
You're
Yeah.
never you're never interacting with bot lane unless there's like a completely free situation. Now that goes
So
against Dragon and
yeah.
generalized like
Yeah.
helping support, helping bot,
Yeah.
freeing the map. The problem is you just can't. Sometimes you just can't, and it's
Yeah.
actually better to play for this Herald
Okay.
and
That
then
makes
the
sense.
next
If you
Dragon.
have to weak so if you have to weak side bot, it's probably better to play for Herald than Dragons.
Oh, 100%.
In,
Because
like
because you're
early.
not gonna win anything
Yeah.
with these two champs. Like they're just too bad.
Yeah.
These two
That
champs
makes a
plus your
lot of
champ is
sense.
just not good enough.
Yeah. So with that being said, do you think I should have just started Raptors and tried to do like the full clear, get back to my Raptors and reset at 1100?
Yep, that's exactly what I would do
Okay.
this game.
Okay.
And that also gives you an opportunity to potentially A, gank top on your way top and just like drop the scamp, it's fine. B,
Yeah.
on your way back down after top grab, you can do these two camps and still have an opportunity to gank, recall, and then go back to your top side and still play the top side. So no matter what, you just have more options.
Okay, you actually just created a question for me.
Okay?
With the so you said possibly gank top after clearing my top side.
Right.
You don't consider it like a cardinal sin to like not be at my Raptors when they respawn? Because my other coaching program I'm in, I've been told whenever you do the Raptors start, you have to be at the Raptors every time they spawn.
So the value depends on the situation in the game. Like we
Yeah,
said, the Sniff Fury is something we want to play towards eventually. If you can
sure.
guarantee a kill, then you go play top. If you can guarantee
It's
a
worth it if you guarantee a kill.
yes, if you can guarantee a kill
Okay.
or a super good wave state for your top laner, let's say this guy is Ignite, for example, and his wave will be fucked and he's low, he flashes away and he's low, like that's really good because one camp doesn't mean anything. The reason being is this guy, if he takes your Raptors, he's down tempo. So if they're driving path down like this, made a bot play and then
Yeah.
you went to play for this, you can go gank top and play for his Krugs and his Raptors potentially.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
Alternatively, you gank top and you just recall, and then now you're on Krugs, and this Jarvan, instead of him being at this camp at 415, he's gonna be now at this camp at like 435 or later.
Yeah.
So that gives you Krugs into bot lane, and Jarvan cannot be there.
Yeah.
So you just unlock the map with tempo. But yes, generally speaking, I don't want to see you flipping a play top. It's like if that guy is super low, wave is really good for you, you can guarantee yourself a play.
Right. Right.
So this game, we'll see probably pat down. So you're talking to me about not the end of the world, but again, thinking about pathing the right way is super super valuable over pathing to just ball in perma.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I tend to. I think this is probably like a gold crutch, but I tend to just path towards bot because most gold junglers start bot anyways for the leash, and I
Right,
just like pathing opposite of other junglers.
right,
But that's definitely like probably a gold crutch that like I'm just relying on other people's bad decision making
right.
and
Um,
reinforcing bad decision making on my own part.
yeah. I mean, like you see, like bot lane is not going good. So like in this case, the Fury
Yeah.
does have Prio, right? And that's what I was going to assume as well. So you actually like even more so have top to play with. So let's
Okay.
say their jungler does do this, right? Bot start to top, and you have this. You have
Yeah.
two winning lanes, right? You're playing Kane, invade his top side,
Okay.
right? Because in this case, sorry, that's just an option to invade his top side. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying now you have an option of like if this jungler is pathing up like this and you're pathing up like this, now you can invade his top side and you have two lanes that can move to you faster than their lanes. Alternatively, you can clear, right? And then just do your camps.
Right.
So pretty much always path the prio. It's just so easy. It's just so easy. If you can figure out what prio is and then guess. So this game you guessed that there was no prio and that's fine. And what I mean by prio is in the first three waves. So this is cannon wave right here. Right in the first three
Right.
waves, who has control over the wave? Right, and
Right.
MF does here, Azir does here, and MF Fury does here. Cool. So some little small thing here is like saving your E is fine, but W here to pull the camp down save some time, right? Instead of, or just auto this raptor right here. Autoing the big one loses you time.
Okay.
Just a small thing for your clear.
Yeah,
Um,
normally I do Q2, but I was a little afraid because Jarvan he might invade me.
yeah,
Um, so I went QW.
yeah, that's fine. You just need to auto W this right here. Auto Q the whole camp like this.
Okay.
Just don't walk all the way out and do this.
Right.
It's too slow. And if you are really afraid of invade, you got a ward right here.
Okay.
Okay, so if you feel like you're gonna get invaded, right? Pulling the red buff is very scary. He walks around like this. You don't have vision of him. Even if you are
Right.
sitting in here and you see him, he'll just get your red buff.
Right.
So go to your Krugs first, and then go to your red buff.
Okay.
And that prevents the invade because he's not gonna invade your Krugs. It's so hard to invade Krugs. And if he
Right.
does the blue buff in your face, you could just drop a ward over here and see if he comes. And if he's doing it, you just get off the Krugs, and you've now you're in a winning position. Pretty much whoever is starting the camp is in like a losing position. You tank the buff, you
Yeah.
lose HP, and they know where you are.
Right.
Okay, so seems pretty normal for now. Your bot is not doing the best. Their Jarvan path to top lane. So bot crab is up.
So
What was that?
yeah, keep playing it.
Yeah, so bot crab is up 20 CS, right? So we know his Krugs are up, right?
Yep.
And
I know he's top.
you know he's top.
I also I know that I've been tracking this pretty well that they have not warded.
Mhm, it's perfect. Okay, the next thing is what does Jin and Chuck need to do?
They want to crash the wave,
Perfect.
right?
So,
And recall.
mhm. So watching this wave and being super aware that that wave and this camp, the timing doesn't work. You can't do both. So if you're playing to crash your laner's wave, you cannot go for the crab. Okay, this looks pretty nice, right? This is perfect. Okay, and patience here. So one, I want to see more of this wave here. I really, really want to see what's going on, and I
Okay.
don't have the perfect picture. If I don't have the perfect picture, you don't have the perfect picture either. It's too hard.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
for sure.
you see the HP bars. This is great. I think you might know MF has no flash. The text is really small, but I don't actually know what's going on in the wave. So, like in my head, like why is MF walking this far? There must be a reason. Is she trying to crash? And if she is trying to crash, that means I can wait even longer for a better position. That means I'm
Yeah.
in no rush, pretty much. If MF is walking back like this, that means there's a wave she's playing on, right? So I want to watch the wave here and not just her. Otherwise, I'm just concerned about the timing. Otherwise, I like the look. You want to try and make sure you secure the kill. This is good. Okay, get his flash. I would flash after if she was too far away. Okay, and going for this ward. So here, what I would say is instead of going for a ward that deep, you know where Jarvan started, right?
Yeah.
You've completed jungle tracking the moment this guy showed, and
Yep.
he's at 20 CS. So what I would do is I would just do the crab ward here and recall. This takes too much time.
Okay.
Look at the time you get the ward. Right, you spent almost 8 seconds. Wait, that's more than 8 seconds. You spent like 10 seconds almost going for this ward instead of pulling the crab. Now
Yeah.
you're going to be delayed to this cap. So using
Okay.
this ward here covers the same thing, and you should know Jarvan wants to recon. The only camp he has up is this camp, so you know
Right.
he's coming there.
So we're just putting that ward there to help protect bot lane, right?
Exactly. I mean that's the whole
Yeah.
point of this ward anyway. I feel like
Right.
it's just
Right.
to
Yeah,
protect
for
bot lane.
sure.
So just saving some time here is pretty important. At this point, I think I like what I'm seeing so far. What does the Cillian need to do?
He wants to crash the wave.
Yeah, that's what he kind of wants to do at least. The way he's playing.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So looking for this opportunity is super important, and this is the trick to making this play 100% guaranteed. If you have the time to wait, and in this case you do, you have all the time in the world. The cannon minion is well, we'll see in a second. The cannon minion is full HP. When the cannon minion is about this HP, he is going to close his eyes and just look at the cannon minion. This is the only thing he's looking.
Okay.
He's not going to be looking at his map. He's not going to be looking over here. He's not going to be looking over here. He's not going to be looking down here. He's looking at this.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the timing. That's your go button right there.
That's when you okay. That makes
That's when
sense.
you
Yeah.
show up and eat through this wall, and then he's like, oh fuck. He has even less time to react. But the
And
whole
he's used
concept
probably some
is great.
spells to kill the minion too and shit
Exactly.
like
He
that.
might use
Yeah.
spells, he might use more, he might walk up, your
Right.
Azir might get some abilities. But whenever laner sees a cannon, they're allergic. They're like they need to get it. So they
Right.
will use abilities. They will do aggressive things for the cannon. So that's the
Right.
timing I'm going for this. I think this will still work in your favor, but that's the idea of playing with the playing better with the wave. Okay, so at this point we have camps up. We have 1500 gold. We're 200. What do you think I want you to do here?
Probably just recall.
Right, it's recall, or this is a new thing you can learn. If you're in this position where you've gotten two successful ganks, mid and bot, so now your strong side is super strong. So this strong side went from this to like this. Like you can do whatever you want in the mid bot side now. Like you can literally just go dive them at some point. You know, you can just
Hmm.
go kill them in there at some point. You're so strong in the mid bot side, and you got the kills as well. So you can bring that pressure anywhere. So what I
Okay.
want you to think about is these are your weak side camps,
Okay.
right? So you pat down, which makes this your strong side. If you path
Right.
up, that makes this your strong side. Okay, so if you path up, this is your weak side, strong side. If you path down, weak side, strong side. So what can we do here to clear our weak side and still play to our strong side if we don't want to recall?
I think this is what I end up doing is I drop this ward and then I do Grump Wolves and recall is what I
Yeah,
do.
that's perfect. Right, and for the concept of, let's say you want to make a play towards bot, this guy can't clear up and invade you anymore.
Right.
That's perfect. So you drop this ward here and you go over to
Or nope,
um,
I just
oh, you
recall.
recall.
I just
That's
recall.
also
I
fine,
like
by the
it.
way. There's nothing wrong with this either. Um, the debate between these two are just like, personally, I think that in solo queue, recalling like this is better because if something breaks out top, you can break off this camp and come, right?
Yeah.
And if you're on the map here, you still can come. You're just gonna be weaker.
Okay.
So I like what you do here. Um, okay. So your top lane ends up, your mid lane ends up dying, your top lane ends up dying, right? So that changes the game, right?
Yeah.
So now the only person ahead in this game is you. So your bot lane's died once, your top lane's died once, and your mid lane's died once, right? So now it's a game about how can you carry this game and get yourself the strongest, because there's no one you want to play with anymore,
Makes sense.
right? So is this good for you? Any of this?
I don't even know. This is just nonsense. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Sure. So that's a lot of time though, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
5:14. Now we're starting the camp. We could have started the camp at 5:20. We lost another 10 seconds.
Right.
So we're down another 10. Okay. Doing our Raptors. Okay, this is fine. And looking at the bot wave. Let's see if you look at it. Nice. You see to have to crash this wave. So it looks like you're in somewhat of a good position. Kane trick is never walk through this ward. I hope you cure this wall. Please, please, please. No. It's okay. The idea is if you queue with this and you walk all the way around, you dodge almost like all the wards. Low
Yeah.
elo, people ward here and here. Make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool. And then in this case, they are in the midst of a fight, so you can go like right away, which is fine. Um, but for the most part, you want to be pathing a little bit um, better. Otherwise, what you do is fine. So you're not using your Iron Spike
Oh
with
yeah, I
their
didn't use my
Q
whip. Yeah, I
is
missed the whip. Yeah.
it's not the end of the
I
world,
think
but
I,
it could.
I think I did use it the initial time when I
Oh,
first
whoa,
engaged,
whoa.
but it came back up.
Oh, you see, you're super close to form.
Yeah, I wanted to like get the form on cooldown because I wanted to go red, and I knew I was really close to blue, so I'm just like, fuck it, let me like finish it. And
Huh. Well, the
I
thing
also
the
I
thing
also
is,
don't think giving Leona the kills that bad.
right, it's bad for you
Okay.
because this crab is up, the Krugs are up, and the dragon's up.
Yeah.
So it's bad for you, right?
Okay.
It's not necessarily good for Leona, but it's bad for you. And the thing is, like, it's
Yeah.
actually hard to tell if you actually were fully sure you're gonna get their form from this because look, you already instantly flashed before your stacks came to you. So to me, these types of kills are a bait for sure. It is
Okay.
actually not good. Even if you're about to get your form, It's better to just play the map.
Okay.
Um, that's the way I see it, at least. I think that if this was going to be like a game you need your form ASAP and you're not going to be winning anywhere, I mean, even then, like I would never want a 1-for-1 for the kill. I'd rather just like wait and then like hit someone and then leave versus 1-for-1
Right.
and expending
No.
flash as well. It's just like a
Right.
pretty resource heavy 1-for-1, and I don't think you got much out of this. Jarvan's in the top side. His camp's about to respawn. This is up and this is up.
What kills me is if I was running. I'm running Overheal right now. If I was running Triumph, I'd live there. I'm pretty sure.
Uh, I mean,
Yeah.
this last third shot is killing you for sure.
Yeah.
The 419 damage is way too much. And so even if you got Triumph from this kill, you're not living.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I just wouldn't go for. I wouldn't even bother with these plays like this. Like you've killed this guy. This guy's dead, bro. He
Yeah.
he cannot play at this HP. So you go do the dragon. You go do this, and you win the game. That like that. These are the
Yeah.
mistakes.
You push the advantage.
You just push.
You
That's how you
take the
push the
easy
advantage. You
win.
don't go for 1-for-1 trades to push the advantage. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if this guy has a shutdown, it actually is worse to go play for this shutdown unless it's 700 gold. Like if it's a guy's a 150 gold shutdown or a 300 gold shutdown, it's actually still worse to play for this 600 gold versus this dragon if you can.
Yeah.
So of course the 1-for-1 against Leona is not gonna be worth it. So that's where like instantly now your Nefuri dodged a full Jarvan gank, so he's like a goat for that, right? And then you've done a decent gank, but it actually ended up being 2-for-2. Cho'Gath died for Leona and you
Yep.
died, or Cho'Gath died for MF, you died for Leona. So it's like
Yep.
you actually didn't like win anything bot lane, and
Right.
we haven't gotten any objectives, and you didn't get any camps from it.
And I could have gotten just as much gold somewhere else in the map.
Yeah, I mean getting this dragon alone again is like 1.5k gold instantly, like
For your
across
whole team.
everyone,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And as you scale in the game, it gets even stronger.
Right.
So getting this dragon is so important here. And the key thing about this dragon is these guys are the people you want to play with. And even though your Azir died once, he's actually not. I mean, he has bad items, but he's
He's,
not that piss
he's
weak.
pretty much even. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So like he's up a level and whatnot. So he's just like you can play with both of these guys. And what's the objective around your mid and bot?
The dragon.
Yeah, it's like so simple to see it that way. Like if you're playing to your strong
Right.
side bot, you always want to do the dragon. If you're playing to your strong side top, you always want to get the herald.
Right.
Okay, so we get our camps, and that's probably the biggest mistake I've seen so far, other than a lot of the wasted time. Like even this, for example, is some wasted time to me. What I would look at is Zillion's HP bar and everyone's HP bar, and I kind of don't see anything here. You just see a bunch of characters, and you're like walking there. So
Yeah.
the information you're gathering here is actually not enough.
Right.
Um, yeah, because what happens is you're parallel to this wave. You're right next to this wave about to crash, and you can decide what to do with that wave really, really early on if you um, see
We just
HP
load.
bars.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so um, let's see. So okay, so we just keep clearing, which is fine. Azir ends up getting the solo bolo, which is great. Now they're getting the dragon, right? So this game is like, okay, we're playing to our bot lane, but we didn't even get the dragon.
Right.
Okay, so now we keep clearing. We're really close to Gold Drinker. That's what I've been thinking about. I'm 100 gold off. Then mid laner needs to. Oh, you showed.
That was really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, just be patient. You know what the Silly needs to do is he needs to spam abilities into that wave, and when he does that, you'll be able to jump him. Right, boom, boom, and then you can go. Right, so you waited for him to kill the whole wave before you went, which is a little bit awkward because now look at him. He just leaves. That's what I'm talking about. Like the moment he's done with the wave, he queued this wave, so those casters are gonna die. He just leaves.
Okay. So what was the point where I should have gone? Was
So
right when
so
he throws the two
yeah,
Qs.
he throws two Qs like this, and then you go. You're in.
Okay. Yeah. 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 That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think he had a vision in there.
Well, he showed right here. So
Yeah. I showed when I first entered.
it's okay. You just had a misclick there.
Yeah.
Like you clicked the map.
Oh, that's why it happened. Yep. Yep.
Also, your cursor's very small. You should actually bring this up a bit, I would say. Just the normal cursor size is good. Okay, so here Jarvan does this. This is not a bad, not a
I
terror.
think we win this without me dying if I just R Jarvan instead of Ring Zillion,
Yeah.
which was unfortunate. And the reason I wanted to take, I knew Jarvan was here, but I wasn't scared of him because I was like 3-1 and Jarvan was 1-0, and so I figured we could win this, but I misplayed by Ring the wrong person, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Azir ends up getting 2 kills, so it's not terrible, but
I mean, this Zillion should live here. He could just leave.
yeah, he should have just left. Absolutely.
It's like it's not gonna be a bad position for you, but yeah, you do want to ult the Jarvan. And one thing I want to say is after you eat this wall, it's fine. So actually, this E is actually very bad.
Okay.
It's a Kane thing. So let's say this guy just like keeps running to Narnia, right? He just keeps running,
Yeah.
like he so woo, you want your E for this wall and these walls and all these walls.
So you just
Yeah,
walk
I'm
at
just
him.
walking. I'm just walking. Yep.
Hold your cooldown.
Yep. Exactly. You need the cooldown.
Okay.
And that way, when you're here, instead of having to, like I don't know, like this position is like pretty shit. You would be like coming at him from like this angle or even this angle, and
Right.
you would see Jarvan earlier. I mean, I know you're aware that Jarvan can come, but it's just like having or you could just save your E as well, and then when this high fight happens, you have a plus 100 health instantly injected into you, or
Right.
like 150 or something. So, yeah, it's fighting here that really mattered. Um, but aside from that, not focusing the dragon, and I think a big thing is you're 100 gold off your gold drinker, right? And
Yeah.
there's another thing happening. Balin is fighting on the same wave, right? But regardless, what I want is gold drinker. What I would do is eat this.
Okay.
Ping your item and eat this. And no one
Okay.
complains.
So that they know you're not being a dick.
Yes, they know you're
You
not
if
just
you
being
ping the
cancerous to them.
item,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
ping
yeah,
your
yeah.
you ping your item, then I've literally haven't seen a single person complain if I ping my item.
What
Right.
rank is this? So what rank?
This is gold 3.
They will run it down if you take that CS.
Yeah, they might. They might. Yeah. They also like might see you ping it and like be like, oh, okay, that's cool. You know, it depends on the person. I also just mute everybody anyways, so I don't give a fuck.
No, yeah, I mean, they're not gonna run down. Don't worry. I almost guarantee it. If you ping your item, they're not gonna run you down. So if after this point, what's gonna happen is you now have form, you now have item, and now you want to play for the next objective, right?
Yep.
It's Herald, your top lane Norn for one, and you have your ultimate, and you're pretty strong. So what I would do is I would insta pull this Herald. This is good. You drop a ward, and you fight this guy, and you'll see you just kind of
I just kill him. I'm pretty
just kill
sure.
him. Yeah. Great. This
Yeah.
is how you accelerate the game when you have your item. But instead of you being down a dragon in this game, you would be in a similar position, just with dragon.
Right.
So then the next dragon would be even better for you to get.
And less deaths.
Yeah. So that Gwen kind of worked the Nefiri there. It's not on you. Okay, this is fine. Okay, you take your reset here. This is all good. This is all fine. So we're really strong. We have ult. We want to try and get this dragon. So one thing I'm looking at here is look at what are your Zeros doing. So I need you to collect some information here. You're not really collecting anything. I don't know what's
Okay.
going on. I don't know what's going on with bot wave. I don't know what's going on with mid wave. I don't know what's going on with top wave. We're trying to play for dragon, so we don't need to look at top wave at all. We need to look at this mid what Azir's doing and what your bot is doing. Because if you fought with Azir at any point right now, you're going to win, even 2v3 in my opinion. This guy is
Okay.
so fed. He's
Okay.
level 11. You gave him 2 kills. You should play with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my pathing would be straight to here with how far this guy is playing. I would obviously want to ping him to back off a little bit. But
Oh
honestly,
yeah, I hated what he was doing. I remember I
honestly, like
remember in game I hated
yeah,
what he was
yeah,
doing.
like he's being way really aggressive. No one's showing on the map. But honestly, like if you came there at all and this guy was like hiding away, he has flash that comes back to you. He can live for a long time with his ults and his abilities
Yeah,
and potentially
that's
flash, and you'll
true.
just wipe them when they come
Yeah,
into you. So you need
that's
to be
very
really
true.
aware of what your teammates are like doing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and you need to just confirm it by clicking on them. So people are like, yeah, I'm aware, like I see Azir, click on him, see what he's fucking doing. You need to confirm
Right,
it.
right.
Right? So in this
Not
point,
not just take the mini map for granted or whatever.
yeah, yeah. You need to like seriously like see what like this guy look this guy's actually 1v2ing them almost. If Zillion didn't have ult, he would kill them both.
Yeah, if I'm there, if I'm there, I think we win that. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah. And if you path better, you would have made it. And if you path
Right,
better as well, and you pinged you on the way, the Azir could have played it differently, right?
right.
Okay, so at this point, this whole time, if we're the moment we're giving Azir, we're letting this guy 1v2 and get their conditions, their ults, their he's either gonna go 1 for 1, get some ults, get some
Right.
flashes, whatever. You pull the dragon. You
Uh,
don't do in between. You cannot go in between.
I think
You
I
just
have
you
one
just
more
do the
thing.
dragon here. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this just to be a one-on-one. I didn't unmute the channel, so if you could,
I see, I see.
yeah, you're good. No worries. I just forgot to mute the channel. So here, dragon. Dragon is what I would value here, 100% of the time,
Yeah.
right? The whole time, if you were on this dragon, you'd be done with it. By the time Azir is done with his play, this thing is half HP, and if Jarvan walks down like this, he's half HP, no ult.
Right.
So if
And
you
we have
fight,
we have a
you have a
Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath ult as well. So you're going to
Right.
win this smite fight, and there won't
Right.
there won't be a fight. It's realistically what's gonna happen. So
Right.
here, this guy starts dragging you around town. Um, and okay, so there's this. Jarvan kills himself. Okay, this is beautiful. He flashes, but he should die soon.
He ends
Yeah,
up dying. I
yeah,
think I end up dying too.
yeah.
I
MF's
don't
coming,
remember.
so I would, yeah,
Yeah, the MF ult kills me. Yep.
right, yeah. So this is not really. It's just okay. So it's just like if you fought better, you would be able to like clean a little bit more. You'd be
Yeah.
able to clean,
Yeah.
or live at least after after your teammate killed the Jarvan. You would be able to live after you ult this guy and dip,
Yeah.
right? But that's not what I care about. What I care about is the macro behind this and the thought
Yeah.
process behind this. The
The
whole time,
decision
if you've
making.
done the dragon or you fought mid, the two decisions in my head, you would like be in a really good position. But
That mistake never happens. I
exactly,
make
right?
the
But
right
but
call.
the
Yeah.
big thing is like seeing this fight is not the easiest thing to do. Seeing this dragon and pinging your teammates to come for it is always replicable. It's always replicable.
Right.
There's
Right.
always gonna be a dragon in the game. Okay, so now we've missed not one but two opportunities to win our game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Win our teammates' mental, discourage the enemy team, get stats for our team, just get closer to Soul. Now we've lost two opportunities because I don't know if they get the dragon, but now you're even more delayed for this dragon.
Yeah.
So in this game, you could have had almost three dragons at this time. Like the next dragon will be spawning in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so you see a crazy fight happening bot, and again, look at what Azir's doing, right? So this is you just gotta know. You'll learn the more you play, but you can tell that this Azir's mental. Like this guy's actually like crazy. Same thing with
Yeah.
Nefiri and Gwen. They're mental. They've been trading the whole game. They've been going 1 for 1. They're just psychotic
Yep.
players. So you should know the moment this Azir is like stepping up like this, you need to click on him and see what the fuck he's doing. Like what is going on, right? You just need to
Yeah.
confirm. You need to again collect more information on the situation. So real quick, it's like we're about 30 minutes in and we're not done, but I want to get a notepad out real quick and I want to um, ask you what you feel like are the most important things from the early game and up until like this point, and then we're gonna go to the mid game. So just tell me what your thoughts are, and then I'll write my thoughts.
My thoughts on the early game from the perspective of like the way this has gone, or
Yeah, just see like your key takeaways from what you've gotten so far. I just want to see
okay.
where you're at.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So definitely just, I mean, and this is a recurring theme, but moving my vision more, definitely is a big issue. And prioritizing the free plays versus like the plays that I think I can take just because I'm like feeling strong. Prioritizing the easy plays and the guaranteed plays versus the plays that like I think that I kind of coin flip because I feel like I generated a lead early, you know.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, those would be like the two things I think for me.
Cool.
Like,
So, in my head, I feel like those are definitely things to be thinking about. The way I would categorize like guaranteed and free plays is be either You can look at it either be patient. Oh, sorry, not what is that? What is it? Be patient with waves, or just collecting more
Yep.
information. You can't
Yep.
decide what an easy or hard play is without collecting more information on waves or
Right.
HP. You
Right.
just can't. Like I
Right.
can't in this game for you because I don't. From what I
Yep.
see, I'm suffocated. And
Yep.
um, the first thing you said was like vision, and that's wasting time to me. You push your vision really, really far up, and that's just a waste of time. Dude, keep things simple. Like if you have a goal, and that's to like make sure Jarvan doesn't kill bot, then just drop a ward like the easiest way for Jarvan to stop him from going bot.
Sorry,
And
you kind of broke up for a second
oh,
there at the start of that sentence. What did you say?
so um, pushing up vision in my head is like kind of just wasting time, right? So you
Yeah.
just want to keep
Yeah.
things simple. Don't overcomplicate things and don't waste time. Just
Yeah.
make sure everything has some logic, and even if the logic, not logic, but make sure everything aligns with the timing of your camp respawns is the better way to put it. So when I think about wasting time, I think about not being at this camp right at 4:15, or in
Right.
this case you cleared it. Yeah, so it'd be 4:18. That's when you want to be on this camp, right? So that's wasting time. If you're not on that camp around that time, like you're like the window is like 10 seconds, give or take. It's 10 seconds. If you're 10 seconds late, 5 to 10 seconds late, that's normal. If you want to be efficient and fast, you're on the camp before it spawns by 3 to 5 seconds. Anything later than that is not good. That's what wasting time feels like.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And lastly, path to Prio, prioritize objectives, and play to your strong side. Play to your strong teammates. These are really simple rules you can implement right away, and
Yeah.
I feel like you will see some decent improvements um, with these things followed. But the problem with all of these three things is you cannot do these things without doing this. So
Yeah.
let's start this instead.
Getting that vision and getting information. Yeah.
Right, this information on what your waves and your conditions look like, it is just too important.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go to a point where you died bot, right? And now you're coming off map and there's still dragon to fight for. Now Fury killed them. Okay, so your herald's coming up as well. So we didn't get herald dropped before plates either, which is kind of a bummer. So at this whole sequence of the game, I'm trying to think like after we kill top, how can we use this herald to um, accelerate ourselves or accelerate one of our teammates? And right now, the only people doing good are you, Azir, and possibly Nefiri, but Nefiri's dead. So because Azir is already cracking this turret's two plates, what I would do is I would eat this wave and just drop Rift. Even if you
Okay.
don't want to eat this wave, just do two camps and prioritize like dropping Rift when Nefiri's back. And you don't need to sit with the Rift
Okay.
and babysit it.
Just
Just
drop it and
just
walk away.
just drop it before 14 minutes, and you'll learn you'll learn more by that than just holding it, and you'll gain
Okay.
more. In fact, just drop it for 14 minutes. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And then, so let's go back to where you died and you're going through bot. Um, let's see this fight real quick. So you eat through this wall, and like it, you need to get to the fight faster. This guy is kind of doing some inting. So I would smite him here before Wing, just to slow him. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you
I
land
think I
it.
was I think I was trying to hold smite because dragon was up. Is what my thought was, and
Yeah,
then
but
I ended up using it anyways.
right, right. So in most of these fights, I would never worry about that. Like never overcomplicate that. Like if you don't have smite
Okay.
for the dragon, what's going to happen is you will play the dragon sequence differently. That's it. If you need smite to kill this guy, you need to smite. And in this case, like
Okay.
I think it like barely landed. Like
It was very
it
close.
was
Yeah.
so close. I would just smite and
Yeah.
secure it. Cool. Now you're getting dragon. So now we're playing the game. It feels like we're getting fed. We're getting strong. Not just ourselves, but with gold. So this I like. Uh, this is kind of like it is a Kane thing. But what I would do, even if I wasn't playing Kane, is I would like walk like this still versus
Okay.
like this or like this. I would
Yeah.
still want a path like this because that gives you the most
You
amount of
want to
time.
hide.
You want to hide, yeah. You want to
Yeah.
give him the least amount of time to like respond. Okay, yeah. This is just. Oh, I see what you're going for, I guess. Oh, okay, so I would for sure stay my ult here. Just kill this guy and stay my ult. Um,
Yeah. That was a silly ult.
yeah. but it
I
ended
already
up
know why I did it.
getting you this kill kind of. It's just expensive because now you use your ult and your
Right.
flash,
And
and like
flash, yeah.
it's just like this guy kind of is dead already. He has no ult. He's half HP. Like he's not gonna be useful.
Yeah.
You'll guarantee kill the Jarvan, and let's say like the Gwen is also moving. You can kind of work him pretty hard. I feel like if you have your ult. I don't know where Gwen
Right.
is, but I'm just saying like there's 5 missing on the map right now. Um,
Yeah.
MF is bot, so you know MF is bot, but I feel like Gwen could
Yeah.
show up to this fight. Like there she is. She's a little late, but if you have your ult, like things look even better. So instead of let's say Jarvan lived, let's say Jarvan flashed away, and you had your ult and your flash. Zilean didn't die, but Jarvan had to flash away. He's half HP. What do I want you to do after?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Say that again.
so
That
let's
was really
say
fast.
so right in this position right here, right
Yes.
before you ult, you see Zilean ult, your zero dies, right? Let's say you save your
Okay.
abilities, you save everything, right? Jarvan
Yeah.
goes here. He either A dies or B he runs away and uses flash, and he barely lives. What do I want you to do after?
Hmm. I would think. I would think probably I should have just secured the Jarvan and not really give a fuck about the Zillion kill.
Sure. So how do you do that in the like least expensive way possible?
After he flashes, I Q towards him and just kind of track him and wait for my E to come up,
Right. So you
and
could
then and
also
then I
use your
and then I
ult.
smite RM.
Yeah, you could also use your ult, but pretty much you don't want to use your flash for that kill. And
Right. Right.
Let's say Jarvan just like escapes, like he flash EQs perfectly. What do I want you to do after?
Right. So like we're in my jungle top side somewhere, and he
Yeah.
flash EQ and
Yeah,
run
and
away,
then it's been like 10
and
seconds.
there's just like nothing on the map for me to see right now. I have 1,400 gold basically at that point. I probably reset, and I probably reset and then come back and play for Shelly.
Yeah. And the best thing about playing for the Shelly is what did they just expend?
Jarvan ult and Zillion ult. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we think
Yeah.
Jarvan lived, he flashed.
Yep.
So now what happens to this fight?
Uh, should be easy.
Yeah, should
Yeah.
be at least easier than it was before. Then it would be
Right.
if you use all of your
Would
abilities.
be down a guy, but so if they
Yeah.
all show up, it'd be kind of rough.
So
But
so the thing is about timers like this are let's say they pull it right away. It's 40. I think that's 44 seconds. But let's say they pull it right away. Right, your zero's up for 7 seconds, so your zero is probably up to here. Right.
so he'll show up. He'll show up before the fight's decided,
Exactly.
probably.
Right. So you need
Right.
to play. That's good. You keep that in mind, but you need to play that this guy is not out of the
Yeah.
fight. He also probably has TP. Like he can make it to this fight.
Right. That makes
And
sense.
if
Yeah.
he is late with no TP, you just gotta play and stall them. If you just dance here and you show yourself you dance click 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 click, they're not gonna just like spend all their abilities on the Herald. If they do that, you're gonna go in. Someone's gonna go in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
they can't one shot the Rift Herald. Cool. So it ends up being okay. Not the worst, not the best. Jarvan is trying to kill himself
I
again.
think I die here. I'm pretty sure. I seen the Fury go in, and I'm like, oh, we're going, and I just fucking I just get
Yeah. So in
wrecked.
my head, Gwen just Ard. Okay, Gwen just Ard. So Gwen actually is pretty useless here. But look at this fight itself. You have no W, you have no spells, right? You have nothing, and you just use
Yeah.
Goldtrigger as well, right?
Yeah.
Look at your HPs. Look at the whole situation, and look at what you guys are trying to play for. And the most important thing is who's your strongest person on the team right now, other than you.
I was gonna say me, but other than me, I think it's Jin. No, it's Azir. It's Azir.
Yeah, it's just Azir. Azir's dead. So why are we fighting
Yeah,
this?
it's Azir. Yeah. So what are we doing? Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yep. And I don't even see misfortune, but like, cause I'm just like
Yeah,
too
you're in the
focused on
fight.
the
Yeah,
map. I'm in the fight. I'm in the zone. Whatever. But like, yeah, and misfortune's coming too. Like, if I had had the presence of mind to see that, it's like, yeah, this is obviously really bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because your Jin is losing against MF the whole time, the enemy, whoever's losing, will always move second. Right?
Yeah.
So the whole game kind of bots kind of look like that.
Yeah.
The only time that bot has looked different is when you showed up. So this normally means that bot can still have Prio, but pretty much eventually just based off how the game's been going, their MF will be able to um, come through and mess you up. Um, okay, so not the best, obviously. Herald's coming up, so they use a lot of their ult and they're playing for turrets. So that means you have a chance to play for Herald, right? Okay. So they end up doing the Herald as well. It looks like, and now we played for a steal or something. Some shenanigans happened. Nefiri went for a wave, and we're kind of late to this whole situation. Azir's getting chased, right? But the one time we take a decent fight with Azir, things looking a little bit better right away, right? Um, okay, nice kill. One thing I'm wondering here is if this misfortune is worth more gold, but it's not too much. It's not too much of a concern.
I think at this point, Gwen is actually one of their
Gwen,
strongest clear
Gwen,
characters.
yeah. I just mean for like bounties in this case because you're only gonna kill one. You're not killing both of them.
Right.
So if MF has a bigger bounty, I don't know. I haven't seen the whole tab in a sec.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
holding
right
tab
here.
enough.
So it's the same.
Yeah, here
It's the
you
same.
go. It's the same. Yeah, yeah. They're both getting kind of scary.
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, you got someone FFing, someone not being happy. You hold tab, you collect some conditions. Um, at this point of the game, you were right. Azir is the strongest person, so any fight you take should be on this Azir. If you follow this rule into the mid game, you will find
Yeah.
that things are so much easier. So still, still play for objectives. Just make sure you're doing them with your teammate. Identify your strongest teammates and take fights around them, no one else. That's the most important thing to understand. There will be fucked up fights. There will be little structure into the mid game. It's hard to teach macro. There are so many situations in
Yeah.
the mid game, right? So many variations. Your liners could be inting. There's just too much to talk about. The best way
Yeah.
to just get better at the mid game is this. You identify your
Play
strongest
around
teammate
that strongest
and you
teammate.
play
Yeah.
around it. Let's say Azir is a split pushing god. Like he just does not want a group. He just wants to keep going top. Then you join
Right.
him and you learn how to split push. Today you learn. And let's say Azir is like
Sure.
perma team fighting. You learn how to team fight then, right? You play the champion how you necessarily want to play it. You know, like you're still playing your Kane, but now you know how this Azir is trying to play in the side lane or in like on the in anything in the team fight. In fact, like if Azir is going in to get a 5-man ult, then you play around his 5-man ult. If this guy is playing front to back, then you're playing front to back. You're not leaving your strong carry ever, pretty much.
You're essentially trying to make it like you're a duo queue. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is your best friend. So find your best friend, pretty much. And there could be multiple
Yeah.
best friends. There could be none. If there are none, it's gonna be a lonely world. But you gotta find someone who can maybe be your friend. And if there really is just no one, just keep farming, and they will eventually become your friend potentially. Otherwise, the game is just lost anyway. Like if you have no one trying to win and everyone's just inting, you're not going to win anyway. So just farm
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
your best and wait for the enemy team. They will become your friend. Pretty much, if there are no teammates to play with, wait for the enemy team to get impatient and punish their mistake. So instead of forcing things in the mid game, waiting for them to like pull a Baron randomly or like fight a objective randomly, or like maybe this Jarvan starts deciding to like drop all his camps and you go up like 2 levels randomly. Like these things will happen, and as long as you're farming and you're keeping yourself in the game, so like I want you to see clearing all these camps. This game not necessarily because you're a zero you could play with, but like in a game where everyone's losing, it's almost like this game, but you pretty much want to just keep clearing and wait for them to make mistakes because they will get impatient and they
Yeah.
will make mistakes.
Yeah.
Cool. So one thing about the 20-minute mark is after 1930, your death equals them getting Baron. Same thing for the enemies. If you kill any
Okay.
of them, one of them, and it's a very cheap kill, no ults, you use maybe one piss ult used, you can pull Baron. And I'm going to quickly explain how the Baron take works. Pretty much, the moment you're in position for this Baron, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use Rift Kit real quick. The moment you're in position to take this Baron, what's going to happen is you're like this, you're like this, you're like this. And let's say you guys killed their top laner and he has TP. Okay? Let's say you're all like this, you're like this, you're like this. What's going to happen is depending on where you killed this guy, let's say you killed their top laner like right here. You just catch him off guard, so you all kill him right here. What's going to happen is these guys are spread across the map normally. So this guy could be bot lane, this guy could be back here doing Krugs, this guy could be mid lane with support, and you guys these guys are catching the wave, for example. You guys catch this guy off guard. What's going to happen is these guys are gonna come at different angles. This guy's gonna come through like this to check the Baron. This guy's gonna come through like this to check the Baron, or like this, or all the way around like this if he's really safe, right? The point is, these guys are not gonna be coordinated on how they check the Baron. So
Yeah.
at some point, someone's gonna be caught off guard, and you jump them at that time. But the reason why
Okay.
one person being dead is so important is you have 5, and they have 4.
Yeah.
Right? And the best part about you having 5 and them having 4 is they can't check for everything. So let's say you just sat here and your teammates pulled the Baron. So you're still picking the Baron, you're still picking the Baron, and you're super strong. What's gonna happen is this guy is gonna come check, and you can jump him and bring him to half HP, and then you go back to the Baron.
Yeah.
Let's say this guy's like down here, he's going like this, and their ADC is like blah 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 blah, and their junglers like the jungler support are here, the mid lanes are here, they all group like this. Their ADC is gonna walk like this, and even if the ADC walks like this, look at the position of this fight now. It's 4v5, and you have God position.
Right.
Pretty much, you want to hurdle them in to like this area and be in a good position to kill them. But see how I'm not putting everyone in the pit? That's also very important. If you're stuck here, you can't interact with the fight necessarily. You're playing Kane, so you can, but most champs can't.
Right.
So you just
Right.
need to be really aware that you pull the Baron to pull them to fight you. This is a really advanced
Right.
concept, but pretty much the point is you can't die at all past 20, like 1930 unless it's like a major team fight. You pretty much can't get caught.
Okay.
Getting caught means you lose Baron
Right.
in most games. They have one half human, you're going to lose Baron. Cool. So let's go back to the there was something going on over here while you're up on top, right? So you're farming for what here? Is what I'll ask.
Nothing. I'm just farming to clear.
Yeah. So
There's
what's going on
no
mid?
reason. There's no purpose for it. My team's pushing. And I'm farming.
Yeah. So, and they're winning, by the way. Look at how hard they're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning without you. Imagine you were there with
Right.
them, and
They're
you're one of
winning
the
without me,
strongest.
and I'm the strongest person in the game.
You're strong-
Me and Azir are pretty close, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, where you did yourself a service by playing this early game out. You played fine. You could have gotten more objectives, and that's perfecting
Right.
it.
It could
But
have been better, but yeah, it wasn't
you
bad.
did good. You did good, right? So now you have items, and the only time where I would want to do this is if you guys are weak. But you're not weak. In the mid game, you must take team fights with your team.
Yeah.
You must play the game with your teammates, especially your strong teammate. So let's say this Azir wants no part of this mid fight, right? And he's pushing the side wave. Then
Yeah.
I like what you're doing. But your Azir is
Okay.
like, yeah, man, I'm fucking god right now, and I'm gonna
Right.
fight. So you need to come fight with him.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not gonna win. Like this game is
No,
like
that makes sense. That
lost
makes
here.
sense.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I personally don't like the mid wave push there. Like I feel like we should just be at Baron already. But I'm not even paying it, so like I have no ground to stand on there, you know?
So let's say, well, why Baron? Let me ask.
Because we have that mid wave already like right now. I feel like we should be. I don't see a point in sieging this mid tower when everybody's up, and I had just backed, so that's why I am where I am. Right? Like I should have passed there, obviously,
Let's
but
see.
like I had just backed and I started the wolves, and then my team just all started pushing mid. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so question. This would be my question then. To try and like figure out what I should be doing better. Coming out of base, what's your thought process at this point when I'm leaving base?
Well, what's my team doing?
Right.
That's
I
what I
don't
ask
know.
myself first.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly don't know. Like I look at this and like I don't know what my team's doing. It looks weird.
Well, Cho'Gath just or Cho'Gath just got what Cho'Gath do? So, someone pushed the top wave. Let's see who pushed the top wave. The top wave just pushed naturally, so they naturally have Prio top and mid and bot.
Yeah.
This is a really really hard winning position for you.
Okay.
Someone has to catch this wave, and someone has to catch the wave eventually,
Okay.
right? And the key thing to do is just bounce off your teammates' vibes. I'm getting the vibe that this Fury wants to go fucking fight. I'm getting the vibe that Cho'Gath wants to go farm.
Yeah.
And the fact that these two are mid and not catching side waves means these guys are all ready to fight.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Supports
Yeah.
almost always want to go ward, and if you drop these camps and you get ward, potentially you can invade his top side. Potentially, if you have
Right.
these wards set up, then yeah, go pull the Baron. But I'm not pulling the Baron when I have no vision right here, and I'm on my Gromp. I'm not pulling this
Right.
Baron. Even if
Right.
my teammates are like here, 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 we haven't really set up anything with you. Like their setup would just be by themselves. So
Right.
you you can't cheat it like that. It's hard to cheat it like that.
Right.
But pretty much these guys are even in this position right here, where let's say you don't know, because right here it's kind of hard to tell necessarily. But even right here, the moment they're just playing like this perma and you kind of see it, you need to join them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I need to like swallow my ego on what I think the correct play is and just like go with my team and and just participate.
Yeah, you're like it's like I was just doing the chess reference. It's like now like your pawn has become a fucking queen, or like maybe he chose the wrong character. He chose like a rook or something.
Right.
He leveled up though, and now you as the queen and the king combined, like that's you. You decide to like you attack the opposite side of the map pretty much,
Right.
and you're not playing the game with your teammate who's actually very strong and who's you're able to play with. Let's say these guys are all pawns and they're just piss weak. Of course you can't, do anything here, so keep farming. And yeah, and get yourself strong. But no, these guys are not
Right.
weak. The fact that
But
they're
but I
able
have
to
I have I have an Azir that's strong. Yeah.
be in this
Yeah.
position, yeah, the fact that they're able to be
Yeah.
in this position means they're strong.
Right.
So join them instead of, avoiding them. So yeah, swallow your
Yeah.
ego a little bit and just like really like honestly, this is a good play for them. If
Sure.
you if
Yeah.
you're talking about macro play here, this turret is broken. It's gone. Your Zero got it to half
Okay.
HP already,
Yeah.
and look at the
Yeah.
position of everything. Gwen has to catch a stop wave. You're gonna walk in like this, and if the Gwen is top and you're diving mid, GG.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's definitely like I think this play in particular it was a I thought it was bad to push mid. And I think you're I mean I'm not arguing with you. I think you're absolutely right. I was wrong.
Right.
But I thought it was bad in the moment, and I'm like, okay, I think this is bad. I'm just gonna clear my top side.
Yeah.
And I think even if I was right and it was bad, I should have just still been there with my team because I'm strong and Azir is strong.
Yeah. So you wanna join your strong teammate pretty much.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
want to unite your decisions with the Azir. So let's say you're
Yeah.
really strong and you really hate this fight. You really think it's going to just go miserably. The reason why I
Yeah.
also like it is your Azir and Jin have so much range against MF,
Right.
Leona, Gwen. They can poke the shit out of them before they do anything.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
but if you really hate this, why aren't you pinging?
Yeah. I didn't even ping. Yeah.
So
So
you can control
yeah.
them here, literally control them by spam ping this wave and spam ping this wave. And I guarantee you, there's two people in this game who are like, yeah, I like waves, bro. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. There's at least two people who are like, yeah, I'll go get some waves. This guy's right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I see a wave. I want to go.
Yeah. I think my thought process at this moment was those waves are all pushing in. We should be setting up vision for Baron and just like surrounding Baron was what I thought. But you like what they did better than that?
Well, okay. Again, if you're playing for this Baron, you're going now. You're not doing any of these camps right here. You're going
Yeah.
now up here.
Okay.
You're not doing your wolves.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
So you can't do both. You can't set up vision, not be with your team, and do your wolves and blue buff.
Right.
If you're playing for this
Right.
Baron, because you are stronger, this guy does not have item. This guy has 2.5 items compared to this. This guy is really strong, but you can literally kill him super easily. Then you're going now, and you're fighting this Leona right now.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, you could play for this Baron, but honestly, playing for Barons are bait. What I'm playing for is Dragon. I only told you the concept of Barons just so you can keep it in mind. But honestly, what you want to permanent play for are these Dragons and just
Okay.
how to play with your strong teammates.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all you need to worry about. Dragons and your
Yeah.
strong teammate. The game doesn't change. It's just find your strong teammate, play with them, and keep playing for dragons.
I like it.
And eventually you'll get so strong where this item gap will either close or your item gap will grow, and you can pull the Baron and it'll be even more guaranteed.
Right.
You don't want to flip Barons though.
You only go for Barons when they're free. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not trying to. Okay. Cool.
Uh,
I just lose from here. I mean, if you want to watch more of
Yeah,
it,
yeah. I'm,
like
I'm assuming mid
absolutely.
dies, and then there's gonna be another fight, and now the
Yeah.
fights are just too hard to win because now
Yep.
the difference in items from mid to mid are too like. Oh wow, oh fuck! If you got a Q off here, you would have actually mogged. By the way, this was beautiful. Your
I
Q's up.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
felt like there was a way I like do some crazy shit here, and I just didn't pull it off.
so it's so close. What you need to do is you use your E for the move speed because you are very far away. You E in,
Okay,
and then you
okay.
Q. You Q as many as you can. You kill his MF. Although the
I
Zillion,
don't.
oh sorry, the
I don't
Zillion
think I've
ult.
ever used my E like that.
Yeah, your E
Like
gives you move speed, right? So
I
in the fight,
literally only E when I'm near a wall. Like it's the only time I ever use it.
yeah, using your E to gap close is really important.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
gives you a lot
yeah,
of move
yeah,
speed. Especially in like late games
yeah.
fight like these, where you're not using your E to live, you're fucking 1v5ing, you're 1v4ing, so you better go. But if Zillion has ult, this is never winnable. Let's see if Zillion ults the J4. Oh, he doesn't. So yeah, you could actually kill that MF here and 1v9. Because the target to kill here is not Jarvan, it's not Gwen, it's not Zillion, it's MF.
Because I'm gonna do the damage to the Jarvan and the Gwen anyways, just by like.
Yeah, but let's say you kill the Jarvan or the Gwen or both, the MF is gonna kill you.
Okay. Yeah.
The
Fair
only
enough.
way you're winning this is by killing MF,
Okay. Okay.
and you can. You landed the God W. This is like in my head like the
Yeah. I hit all
fucking
four of them
you
with a
win the
W.
gameplay. You E through right
Yeah.
here. Look at how close you are. You E through. You Q. You get both Qs on Gwen. One Q on Draven. One Q on MF. One Q on Zillion. You auto the MF. Smite R. And then you come out when your Q's up. And you kill MF and you wipe the rest.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Absolutely.
almost had it, but target selection is really important here. And then
Yeah.
really playing your champ a little bit better would have solved it. But
Yeah.
target selection is really important. Okay, you lose this. Yeah, the game is pretty fucking rough right here.
Yeah. And after this point, it just goes really badly.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, I mean, you have a Cho'Gath support, and your Jhin is really behind, and so is your Naafiri. Like, their Naafiri is down 3 levels, so at this point in the game, there's really nothing to.
No, that's. I really appreciate this review, though.
Yeah,
Honestly, like I can see how I threw this game,
yeah,
and like after this game was over, I felt like I played really well, and I got fucked because my teammates threw. But like no, like this is why I submitted this game because I felt like I
yeah,
knew I could have done stuff better,
right.
and yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna outro real quick. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys, watching the content. Um, join the Discord for more, free videos, educational videos. It's in the comments below, and make sure to check out this spreadsheet I'm working on. It has really crucial information. We talked about some pathing earlier in this session, but pretty much I have a list of what your pathing should look like, and there's way more coming. This is in the Platinum Emerald section. If you're interested in what all this looks like, you can freeze it. You can come. It will be in the link description. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.